Hi there. Today I want to talk about something that quite literally keeps our planet alive even though we rarely stop to think about it. Imagine an enormous green sea full of life, sound, and mystery. It produces the air we breathe, tames the climate from chaos, and holds millions of species we haven't even discovered yet. This isn't fantasy, it's the tropical rainforest. People call it the lungs of the planet, but that's too simple. Really, it's both the heart and the lungs at once, pumping moisture, storing carbon, creating rain, feeding rivers. Without it, Earth's climate would already be far harsher and more unpredictable. But here is the paradox. We're destroying it at the rate of a football field every second. Why? What exactly are we losing along with it? And is its fate truly tied to our own? Today I want to open up that map with you, a map where these forests aren't just green smudges on a globe, but living systems we can't survive without. Stay with me as we explore what makes these places so important for all of us. First, let's figure out what a tropical rainforest actually is. Forget the stereotype of impenetrable jungles from the movies. In reality, they're incredibly complex, multi-layered ecosystems where every blade of grass and ancient towering tree plays a part in a vast balancing act. Tropical rainforests are found near the equator where it's warm and humid all year round. Think of the Amazon in South America, the Congo Basin in Africa, the dense forests of Southeast Asia. They may look different from one another, but they share one thing in common: a staggering abundance of life. It is not just a forest, it is an entire world with its own rules, feeding the river of life for the whole planet. Understanding what it is the first step toward seeing why it is so important to protect it. Now let's talk about the most astonishing part: the incredible biodiversity of tropical rainforests. These places hold more than half of all the species on Earth, even though they cover only a tiny fraction of its surface. Imagine, a single hectare of rainforest can contain hundreds of tree species, more than in all of Europe. They're home to animals found nowhere else: vivid birds, insects with alien shapes, poisonous frogs, giant cats. But it's not just the animals. There are millions of plant species, fungi, and microorganisms that we haven't even studied yet. In their leaves and roots, we're already finding medicines for diseases that were once death sentences. Who knows how many more secrets could save millions of lives? The tragedy is that when the forest disappears, we lose all of these species forever. It's not just beauty, it's our pharmacy, our storehouse of ideas, our biological insurance for the future. But rainforests aren't just important for what lives inside them. They play a colossal role in how we breathe and how we live. They're called the lungs of the planet for good reason. These forests process vast amounts of carbon dioxide every day and produce oxygen. They help slow down climate change by absorbing carbon that would otherwise heat the atmosphere. Think about it. Every branch, every leaf is a tiny air cleaning factory. If these factories disappear, that carbon stays in the atmosphere, making the climate more and more unpredictable. This isn't poetry, it's hard science. Without these green machines, the climate crisis will hit us faster and harder. And that's not all. Tropical rainforests control weather and the water cycle over vast regions. Their trees evaporate moisture like giant pumps, sending it into the atmosphere and forming clouds. It's not just rain for the forest itself, it's rain for entire continents. The Amazon, for example, feeds rainfall even to distant parts of South America. Forests stabilize temperatures, prevent droughts and floods. Their roots hold the soil in place, keeping rivers clear and flowing. When forests are cleared, the climate turns more extreme with harsh droughts and catastrophic downpours. In essence, they're not just green spaces on a map, they're planetary climate engines, and without them, we start losing control over the weather. But tropical rainforests aren't just nature. They're home to millions of people. Indigenous communities have lived here for centuries, preserving unique cultures, languages, and knowledge about the forest that science is only beginning to understand. For them, the forest is a supermarket, a pharmacy, a temple, and a home all at once. Their way of life is incredibly careful. They know how to take what they need without destroying the forest. Yet today, these communities are the first to suffer from logging and fires, losing their lands and their rights. When we protect forests, we're not just saving animals and plants, we're defending people, their right to live, and a culture that has much to teach us. But if forests are so important, why are we losing them? The main threat is deforestation. Every day, forests are destroyed for timber, new pastures, and farmland. Huge areas vanish for palm oil and soy plantations. Fires often deliberately set to clear land spiral out of control, turning green oceans into ash. Add mining and road construction, and you see just how fragile this ecosystem is. The problem is that by destroying forests, we get quick profits, but lose something far more valuable. It's like selling your heart for a few gold coins. We risk leaving future generations with a planet that's much harder to live on. It might sound like a distant, exotic problem, but in reality, it affects every one of us. Without tropical forests, the climate will grow more extreme, crops will fail more often, and water will become scarcer. This will impact food prices, force people to migrate, and harm our health. We lose sources of new medicines, the genetic diversity that can save agriculture from pests and disease. We risk setting off processes we can't reverse. Simply put, their fate is our fate. You might think, but what can I do? In fact, a lot. Start small. Buy products unlinked to deforestation. Check the sources of your palm oil, soy, or timber. Support organizations that protect forests. Talk to others. Put pressure on companies and governments to change their practices. Change starts with one person and spreads to millions. Tropical forests aren't wild jungles. Somewhere out there, they raid the heart of our planet. They give us air, water, medicines, and a livable climate. We can still choose a different path of protection. Thank you for watching to the end. If you care about the planet's future, give this video a like, share it, and subscribe. Together, we can help tell this story to the world.